हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, हाउ आर यू? आई थिंक आप लोगों ने मेरे सारे कंसंट्रेशन टर्म्स के वीडियोस देख लिए होंगे. नाउ वी विल बिगन आवर चैप्टर सॉल्यूशन ऑफ द 12th क्लास. एंड एज आई टोल्ड यू अर्लियर दैट इन दिस चैप्टर वी हैव टू डिस्कस basically liquid solution, liquid solid solution, and liquid gas solution. It means we have got the liquid solution in our syllabus. So first we will begin liquid solution. As I am mentioning the heading here, liquid solution. As I told you earlier that in this solution solute is also liquid and solvent is also liquid. When both solute and solvent are liquid, then that solution is called as the liquid solution. So see, to start this, first of all we will begin the topic by types of liquid. We have got two types of the liquid. One is volatile liquid. Now the question arises, what is volatile liquid? See here, those liquids which converts into vapor at every temperature. Liquids which converts into vapor at every temperature. They are called as volatile liquid. For example, the best is the water, and another example C2H5OH, that is alcohol, or we can say ethanol. Let it be CH3 C double bond OCS3. The compound is called as acetone. So these are the liquids which converts into vapor at every temperature. That's why they are called as the volatile liquid. Now if we go for non-volatile liquid, then what does it mean? The non-volatile liquid means the liquids which does not converts into vapor at every temperature, which does not convert into vapor at every temperature. They are called as non-volatile liquids. Example, the best one is H2SO4, that is called as the sulfuric acid. We can say CH3COH, that is called as the acetic acid. We can say HNO3, that is called as the nitric acid. So these are the liquids which are non-volatile. That means they does not converts into vapor at every temperature, and volatile liquid which converts into vapor at every temperature. So, and two new terms are there. One is evaporation and second is boiling. So the question arises, what is evaporation and what is boiling? See, if we go for evaporation, evaporation means the process which takes place at every temperature, and in it liquid converts into vapor. Whenever we talk about the evaporation, it means the liquid will convert into vapor, but the point is that at every temperature. And if we go for the boiling, then what does it mean? Boiling means again the same, liquid will go into the gas phase but at the particular temperature, that is called as the boiling temperature. So what is the difference? At every temperature, evaporation. At particular temperature, that is the boiling point, and the process is called as the boiling. Second difference, the surface from which the evaporation takes place. See here, the surface by which evaporation takes place, the temperature of that surface falls down. जहां से evaporation होगा, the temperature will falls down. The best example is whenever we are completely get sweated. जब हमें पूरा पसीना आ जाता है, when we get sweated and we come under the fan, then what we feel, the air of the fan is comparatively colder. Why? Because when we are sweated, water vapors are present on our skin, and when the fan rotates the air, then this water vapors present on the skin evaporates, and the surface from which the evaporation takes place, its temperature will falls down. That's the reason why in the case of evaporation, temperature always falls down, and in the case of boiling, it is clear that boiling does not takes place at the room temperature, it takes place at the boiling temperature, and in order to achieve the boiling temperature we have to heat the surface. So where जहां से boiling हो रही है, from that point the temperature increases. जहां से evaporation हो रहा है, from that point the temperature falls down. So these are the two processes and two types of the liquid. And the next topic is very important topic of this chapter is vapor pressure. Question arises, what do you mean by the term vapor pressure? See, to explain this, what we do, we take a container filled with a volatile liquid A. Now, volatile liquid A is present in this container. What we do, we cover this container with the help of the lid and keep the temperature constant. Temperature is kept constant. Now see, what will happen as A, what is A? A is volatile liquid. We have told it will convert into vapor. So here a process start, and that is called as evaporation. This is the process of conversion of A from liquid state to the vapor stage, and यहाँ पे is again at this point vapors of A are available. This process is called as evaporation. Now see what happens. These A molecules will strike to the walls as well as to the lid and will condense back into their liquid form. That means again a second process start. It is called as condensation. So in this condition we are being able to see two types of the process. The one is the evaporation and the second is the condensation. It is very clear. Initially the rate of evaporation is high. Why? Because initially no vapors are present, and the rate of condensation is low. But actually when the time will pass, what will happen? If we have read in the equilibrium also, initially the rate of evaporation is high and the rate of condensation low. As the time passes, evaporation rate will decrease and condensation rate will increase, and a stage comes when rate of evaporation becomes equal to rate of condensation. At this stage, when both rates becomes equal, what will happen? Number of the vapor liquid molecule which are converting into vapor, same the number of the vapor which convert into liquid. That means the concentration of the vapor will become constant at the state of equilibrium. How it will become constant? Very clear. Initially rate of evaporation high, rate of condensation is low, but as the time passes, evaporation and the condensation rates becomes equal. It is called as the dynamic equilibrium, and in the case of the dynamic equilibrium, process does not stops. But what actually happens? Process continues, but both opposite process will continue, that is evaporation and condensation will go with the same speed. So the vapor molecules concentration will become constant, and at this condition these vapor molecule will start roaming in this container. They will strike to the walls as well as to the lid. We need not to consider this, but they will also strike on the surface of the liquid, as I am showing with the bold arrow. They will strike on the surface of the liquid, and when they strike on the surface of liquid, they creates a pressure, and this is called as the vapor pressure. I will write the definition properly, but the concept is when the vapors at the state of equilibrium at constant temperature strikes on the surface of the liquid, they creates a pressure, and that is called as the vapor pressure. So how can we define the vapor pressure? See, pressure applied by vapor molecules on the surface of the liquid at constant temperature and at state of equilibrium. This pressure is called as vapor pressure. So it is the definition of the vapor pressure. Now we will discuss factors affecting vapor pressure. The next topic is factors affecting vapor pressure. See, if we go for factors affecting vapor pressure, then the first is the temperature. It's very clear that when we increase the temperature, then actually what happens, the kinetic energy of the gas molecule liquid molecule will increase, and more molecule will convert into vapors. On increasing temperature, what we can say, number of vapors increases, and when the number of vapors increases, then automatically vapor pressure will increase. Remember this point, when the number of vapors increases, vapor pressure will increase. So we can say temperature is directly proportional to vapor pressure. More the temperature, more is the vapor pressure. Second factor is very important, very important. Listen it carefully. Nature of solute and solvent. See, to explain this, what we do, we take the three container, let it mark to be X, Y and Z, covered with the lid. Okay. Now, when these three containers are covered with the lid, what we will do, in the X container, we fill only A. What is A? Volatile solvent. In the Y container, we fill A plus B. A again is the volatile solvent and B is non-volatile solute. In the Z container, we filled A plus C. A again is the volatile solvent and C is the volatile solute. So these are the three containers. In the container X, A molecule will convert into vapor from the liquid surface. But in the case of container Y, although A molecules are present on the surface, but along with the A molecules, B molecules are also present. So A will convert into vapor, but B will not convert into vapor. Neither they will leave this place, because they are non-volatile solute. Now in this case, what you will see, along with the A, C will also convert into vapor. Why? Because they are volatile solute. So from this picture, it is clear that maximum number of vapors are present in Z. Why? Because A is also volatile as well as C is volatile. So both of them convert into vapor. So maximum vapors are present in Z. अभी हमने डिस्कस किया, more the number of vapors, more is the vapor pressure. So Z has maximum vapor pressure. Now, if we compare X and Y, it is clear that Y will have the comparatively lesser number of the vapors. Why? Because the B is non-volatile. It neither converts itself into vapor nor leave this surface. So minimum vapors are present in Y. So it has got the minimum vapor pressure, and in X only A is present, so it will have got the also have got the vapor pressure. Let the vapor pressure of A is PA. Remember this point in this chapter. If pure liquids are given, then we put the naught. It's called as the PA naught. It is the vapor pressure P1. It is the vapor pressure P2. Then what is the order of the vapor pressure, beta? P2 is always more than PA naught is always more than P1. Why? because minimum vapors are present in the Y, so Y has got the least vapor pressure. From this, what we can conclude? We can conclude two things. Number one, see carefully. In volatile solvent, if non-volatile solute is added, then vapor pressure decreases. Very important topic. In the volatile solvent, if we add the non-volatile solute, then vapor pressure decreases, and if we add volatile solute, then what will happen? Vapor pressure increases. These are the main two lines. In the volatile solvent, we add non-volatile solute, then vapor pressure will decrease, and we add the volatile solute, then vapor pressure will increase. And remember, it is a very important line for this chapter, that in the volatile solvent, when we add the non-volatile solute, then vapor pressure decreases. So this is the major factor which affects the vapor pressure. So this is the topic of the vapor pressure, and from this we will start our next topic, that is called as the Raoult's law, in the next video. Thank you.